Welcome back to round 3. So here we are playing against Dazai, and Dazai is on 4-color control. Uh, and here I have a good solid hand, just a couple of creatures, enough of mana, and the possibility to cast Grist. So here I decide to start with the Wirewood Symbiote because it protects my elf creatures next turn. They just kill it right away. Here I can play the Shepherd and the Reclaimer. So they play Expressive Iteration and don't have the removal for the Shepherd yet. And here I just cast the Grist, and Grist enters the battlefield. Yeah, the best possible situation for me to... so here they play the Minsc, and now yeah, they just have a good threat on the board, and here we have a game. First, when I had Grist on the battlefield, I thought the game is already over, but here they can at least trade with my resources a bit. So they attack the Grist, and I protect the Grist with the Surprolling, with the Insect. So Grist survives with one counter. And here I have a couple of possibilities, but the main priority is to kill the Minsc Imbu. So with the Green Sun Signet in my hand, I would have been able to get the Quirn Ranger. With the Quirn Ranger, I'm able to use my Reclaimer and I untap, and then I at least can kill the Minsc Imbu. But first I wanted to just mill the card to have more information. Now I have the Cradle in the graveyard, and now it's already a 3/4. Could be a bit risky if they would have played like Endurance, but not really necessary to play around that. So here I just play the Collector Roof. Probably a mistake. I should have played the Forest first, and at least if they have the Endurance, I just can use my Shepherd here. So here I have a couple of possibilities, but I decide to get the Fiend Artisan here because it gives me the most possible or the most realistic way to win next turn. Now I can just let the Grist die, and with the Cradle I can just pump my team and attack for exactly 17. So if they had a removal spell, they would usually kill the Fiend Artisan anyway. So yeah, was very good for me that I was able to protect the Grist, but that's usually the case. And I needed to kill that right away because if they untap with it, they get too much value. They can destroy my creatures and draw cards. So very important that didn't happen. So let's go to game 2. So here in game 2, I have a bit of a clunky hand, but I at least have 2 Once Upon a Times and the Allosaurus Shepherd. Yeah, could have also been a mulligan, but I decided to hold that. So here I played the Once Upon a Time, and then I got the Elvish Reclaimer out of that. And then I also played the Reclaimer already. They need to respect the card, they need to handle it. So then they just fetched. It was a bit awkward from sequencing part, but Probably they have too much respect out of opposition agent. Now I can draw cards with the Elvish Visionary. They are missing the third land drop first, but now they have it. They handle the Shepherd. Now I can attack and then play the second Elvish Visionary. And with the Gris in hand, usually I wait for the row, but here I have 2 endurances anyway. I want the black mana for the Grist. They are searching, but they don't find anything very good. Yeah, here I didn't wanted to run the Grist into a counterspell, so if I okay, I don't play around the Supreme Verdict here, so just wanted to add more power on the board. Was probably a bit too risky, but yeah, they didn't have any Supreme Verdict or Board Sweeper. Yeah, Narset is not that problematic for me. I can just... Here is the same situation again. Usually if they have removal, they should have killed that right away, because if I didn't had Grist in my hand, then I could already get value out of it. Okay, I was missing 1 mana here, but yeah, the timing of this sorts of closures is a bit awkward. So, but this leads to the situation that the Narset survives. But now here I cast the Wirewood Symbiote and they have to force it because it would create a bit too much value over the course of the next turns. But usually here they have the Narset, so I don't really understand why they force it. But this makes the way clear for the Grist at least. And this creates more advantage. So here I can... Oh, I just forgot that all my Triad Arbors are already gone, so they were already in exile, and then I just wasted one of my creatures. Yeah, didn't really showed that much attention to that, but I wanted to ramp here in this situation. Yeah, but they didn't had any master removal, just the one for 1 removal spells, and they did have a bit of card advantage. Not a bit, but they cast 4 expressive iterations over the game, but still didn't really do that much because they didn't have a threat on board, so that is not enough to beat else to just have a couple of removal spells here. And then no really way to win the game. So let's go to the next round.